Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Kaylee and I'm just filming our 1 week update today. Lola is 7 weeks old and I have got raging laryngitis, which is why I sound quite gravelly compared to my normal self. So this one's going to be super duper quick because it really hurts to talk. So I don't think lots has happened with Lola this week. Her eyes were getting better, but they're getting gooey again. We think she's got blocked tear ducts, but she has got her checkup at the doctor's coming. So we're gonna talk to them about it then. We did take her in for it before, and we've been trying what they said, and it hasn't seemed to have done much. So we are gonna take her to her 6-week checkup, which will be more like 8 weeks, and see what they say. But there's big news for Rowan. So he is now moving into his preschool class at nursery. Obviously he'll be starting school next year. He's just turned 3, so he turns 4 just before September next year. So he's starting his preschool, and I have been filled with such anxiety for about the past week, just because I've had, sorry, the dog's kicking off, he's really moody today. I had to put him in the other room while I was feeding because you could smell the milk, it was going everywhere, and he was getting really fussy, so he's had to go in the other room for a bit just to calm down. So yeah, I had this anxiety because I realised that he's starting school next year and I'm so unaware. It's ironic because what I'm going to university for is to become a primary school teacher, but I'm so unaware of where he needs to be before he starts school because we haven't done any placement or anything yet. He's really good at counting, but he's got like no recognition of numbers or letters or like his name and writing and stuff. So we're heavy going to try and work on like incorporating like recognizing numbers as well as just being able to recite them and count things. He can do 10 really easily, he did that for ages. We're trying to learn 20, but that's now he's getting really confused. He'll like start counting and randomly when he gets to 4 he'll go 14 and start counting in teens because he gets a bit confused. But he's doing really good with it still. And I'm worried about like some life skills. So his pottying's doing really well, but he's refusing to wipe himself. I know it's got a year, but it just concerns me that obviously in that year he does need to be doing things himself a little bit more, like putting his own jackets and coats on. He can put his shoes on and stuff, he just quite often get the wrong feet. But I've seen those hacks where he put half a sticker in each, but to be honest he knows what feet it is most of the time. He just thinks it's funny to put them on the wrong feet. But yeah, I think we just want to work on some of those like life skills of like being able to manage. He is quite independent anyway. He'll prepare a lot of his own snacks with me, and he is quite good like that. But yeah, I've just had this I just have these images of him not knowing what to order from the food line, or just getting stuck or not being able to do something. And I have anxiety anyway, so that's really on my mind. So we're working on some activities. We're actually just using like an old photo frame that it's only from Tesco. I used to have a printout of like a food planner for the week, and because it's glass you can just write on it with a whiteboard pen and you can just change what's inside it. So I've taken that out and it's just blank at the minute, and we've been using that because it's a frame, so we can have things like pom-poms on there to assist with the counting, and we can write on it as well. And I might print some things to go in there like with numbers and names and stuff, which I don't think he's quite there yet, but particularly with the names he'll probably like try and trace it a little bit. Maybe he might not, because it just depends what mood he's in, if he'll engage with an activity or not anyway. But I really do want to try and get him his pen holding skills developed and stuff just before he goes, just to try and make him ready. But yeah, that's really exciting. So he's gone in today, it's his first day in preschool. Yeah, so next week he'll have done a full week by then, and I'll be able to update you on how it's gone. But yeah, he's really getting big, and I'm really happy and proud, but at the same time, even though all his has gotten older, but it makes me want to cry so much at the same time because it means he's getting older. But yeah, so that's Rowan, that's where Rowan's at. Lola, I don't know if you watched last week's update, then you might know that I was worried that she was really snuffly. On the Thursday night she fed and she was really fussy that day, and then she did over the bank holiday weekend. She was really poorly. I am working on a little vlog to go up, and you might see in there she was really snuffly. I ended up having to get some saline to put up her nose and an aspirator just to help her out. Oh, she's going to sleep now. I really hope you can hear everything I'm saying because I'm aware it is quite gravelly. I don't have tonsils, so when I get anything it goes straight onto my voice box and becomes laryngitis. So I think that whatever she had, I got a little bit and it's just gone straight onto my throat, which is what happens when I'm poorly. Happens quite a lot. I'm quite used to it. I got tonsillitis a lot before they took them out, and now I just get this a lot. So yeah, that's where she's at, and then I'm obviously poorly. I did rip my scar a little bit. Again, if you watched the last one, you'll know I had like a little centimetre hole, but that seems to be healing quite well. It's got like a lot of fresh flesh under it and like fresh raw skin, so it's a little bit tender, but it's only small and it does seem to be healing. So I'm getting way more up to doing stuff. I'm actually carrying Rowan again now, but I aren't carrying him, like picking him up. What I'm doing is bending down and getting him to climb on my back because I feel like I don't hurt my muscles as much. They're now getting to that stage where they're not like hurting from a C-section in a bruisey way or anything like that like they were. It's more like they haven't been used now for 6 or 7 weeks, and then probably a little bit beforehand when I was heavily pregnant I wasn't really using them. So I feel like it's healed majoritively, but it's just getting used to being used again almost, and it is like just a bit fresh and sore. So I get him to climb up on my back and I can carry him around like that a little bit. I don't know if I'm supposed to, so I'll find out when I take her to the doctor and we have our checkup together. But needs must sometimes, and that's what I've been doing when I need to get him around and Dave's not there. And the only other exciting thing that I think has happened this week, or different thing, but it is exciting, is that they finally started to play together. Now I know she's only like a little tiny baby and she's not really playing. Rowan is obviously used to being the only child, and was very interested in having a baby when we talked about having a baby and bringing a baby home. He loved the idea, and then when she was here he was like a little bit scared of her, and then we're holding her and he doesn't like that so much. If we're not holding her and there's a cot and she's in the cot, if we're not holding her and she's just in her cot, he's quite happy to show her all of his toys and stuff. It's not that she's not interested in her, he just doesn't seem to like it when we're holding her. But I saw something on TikTok and we tried it out and it worked really well. It was just someone saying that their husband always runs a newborn around doing a silly voice, and that their toddler really likes it. So I just, when we were playing the other day, grabbed Lola and started doing a silly voice pretending to be Lola, and he was showing her all his toys. They were playing Toy Story together and it's developed from there, and now Dave does it as well, and they play together quite a lot like that, which is basically just us running around and making a voice for Lola. And we also play like a kiss chase game where we ask if she can have a kiss. He loves it. He runs and hides from her, and then she chases him to find him for kisses. He absolutely loves hide and seek. It's one of his favourite things. He also loves Paw Patrol, and he's got this little farm set with a chicken in, and we have to hide Chickaletta all the time because Chickaletta's always missing on Paw Patrol. So that's what we've been playing this week, and Lola's been playing with it, and she's been playing the kiss chase. I have been having to do the funny voice. Obviously that's out the window now for me. But yeah, it's been really exciting. And then yeah, I'm hoping from there that he's going to get used to this idea of it, like being someone that he can play with and interact with, especially as like she grows up and stuff. And she also did finally take some milk from a bottle, so Dave decided to let me have a sleep in because I'm obviously not feeling great. So over the weekend he just gave me a bit of a lie-in. It wasn't long until I could hear her crying and came downstairs, but he grabbed some milk out of the fridge and managed to get her to take 5 ounces in the Tommy Tippy bottle. That's actually when I came downstairs, because he only heated up like an ounce at first just to see if she would take it, because he didn't want to waste all the milk, because I've been freezing it, but it's just milk that pumped out, and I planned to use in a bottle that day to test out, and then I only just heat up an ounce, and anything she doesn't take I just freeze, so I've got a big stock for when she goes to nursery. They have said if she won't take a bottle that they will syringe feed her, so obviously she'll still need the milk either way. So that's this week. I'm going to leave it at that because my throat is so sore. I really just need to get back to drinking a hot tea or some soup or something, but it's been quite an interesting... Oh my god, the dog's so upset. I'm going to have to go and try and cuddle him. And I can't cuddle him when I'm cuddling her because he's not a vicious dog. He's quite excitable, but he likes to lick everyone, and he really loves babies, and all he wants to do is lick her. So I'm going to have to try and he'll be worse because I'm poorly, and they can smell it when you're poorly, and he's been like all over me. all day just trying to cuddle me, which is lovely, but it's hot and she's just like needs my attention. It's been a bit crazy. It's always a bit crazy now that we've got two. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, I suppose, is that they've learned to time everything perfectly to become chaos. So two kid chaos is really becoming true in this house. The other day I was changing her nappy and she pooed while I was doing it, and it went all over the chair, all over the floor, and all over my trousers. It really went everywhere. At the same time, Dave was in a 2-hour meeting because he was working from home that day. But he was in a 2-hour meeting, and at the same time Rowan wet himself next to the sofa and he started to run under the sofa, and even though I'm quite mobile, I can't exactly lift the sofa. It's quite a big corner sofa. It's not something I could just drag out easily. So that was nice. I had poo all over me, all over the chairs, urine under the sofas. That was nice. Thanks, kids. And it's not just that occasion. They always seem to find a way to just at the same time, like, bodily fluids in sync, and I don't know how they've done that. Maybe making them playmates wasn't the best idea, because I think they're plotting now. But yeah, they're doing really well, and Rowan's obviously growing up and we're preparing him for preschool. So if anyone watches this and has any ideas of like prepping for school for the kids, I'd absolutely love to hear about it in the comments. But I am actually going to go now and probably just douse myself in honey and lemon for a bit because I'm really sore. If you watch this and you could get by with this really croaky voice, then thank you so much for watching till the end. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe if you want to see more updates. Thank you, bye.